And one point that I mentioned, one point that I forgot to mention before we go to the next, before we go to the, once we finish discussing this last point, which is domain rafi'i litokid, is a qaida that I forgot to mention regarding isnad al-fi'lu dhahaba ila domain ghaiba wa domain ghaibatun. And that qaida is in some cases when you have a domain mukhatiba or mukhatibatun, the word that you're talking about may, the word that comes after that may have alif and lam. So what do you do now once that has alif and lam on it? Once they have alif and lam on it, then you add a kasra. You add a kasra. You add a kasra. An example of this is ذهبت البنت. First you will say ذهبت. ذهبت. What is it? This is ضمير مخاطبة. This is feminine. And in the qaida that we previously mentioned before, I believe that we mentioned it, and it said it has that the two tanweens cannot come together in a sentence. They cannot be preceding each other. And in the case where you have domain mukhatibatun, you have a sukoon which is on the lam. And that sukoon which is on the ta and the sukoon on the lam can't precede it. It can't be spoken together. So you have to add an extra letter to it. In this case, you will add the kasra. In the qaida is انظر إلى ضرورات كسر تاء فعلت إذا جاء بعدها. Look to the addition of this kasra on the ta when it comes after it. When the alif lam comes after it. You will have ذهبت البنت. The bint went. The daughter went. ذهبت البنت. ذهبت البنت. And this is one point that I forgot to mention regarding that point right there, because you may come across a sentence where the khatiba, the domain mukhatiba comes, but after that is the alif lam, and you say ذهبت, ذهبت, which is incorrect to say ذهبت. You must add something so that it can connect with that word. Only time you say ذهبت without having to put that kasra on it is if the word that comes out of it does not have alif lam on it, or it's something in between the ذهبت and the word that has alif lam. Because you say أين خديجة ذهبت إلى المدرسة. That ila is between ذهبت and between jamiati, so you don't have to put the kasra. But if it comes to a case where you have to put the kasra, then this is what you do. This is a case where you have to add it, and this is what you do. And this last point, which we discussed already, is the domain rafi'i litokid, and it's just making emphasis of what you're saying. Min kitabu hadha, kitabi ana, or you can say kitabuna nahnu, kitabuhu huwa, kitabuha hiya. And it's just adding that emphasis on the saying that this is my stuff, or this is his, or however you say it. And this is the point that this chapter went over. And these are all the 4 points that this chapter went over, which is, to repeat it just for a benefit, ad-damairu mukhatiba, the damir was being spoken to. Isnadul fi'lu dhahaba ila damiru ghaiba wa ghaibatun, the usage of dhahaba with the damir ghaib and ghaibatun. Allati, the usage of allati, which is the feminine of alladhi. And the last one, which is damir rafi'i litokid. And these are the 4 points that you find in lesson 12. And as I always say at the end of all the classes that I give in Arabic, that is very, very important that you must through the exercises, because the exercises help you to understand the qa'idas and the principles which are laid down by the author in these chapters. And the author laid down certain principles in all these different chapters, and this is what it is. So to do the exercises are very, very important, and I'm gonna give you some of the vocabulary words which are at the end of the chapter, and I'll leave the exercises up to you to do so that you can benefit and to give a strong understanding of the different points which was given in this chapter. And it says kalimat jadid, ammu. Ammu, akhu, abi. Ammu means uncle. And now the author is giving you what uncle is which. Ammu is your father's brother. Your father's brother. Ammatun, I'm going right, I'm not going down where I'm going sideways to show you the difference. Ammatun is ukhtul abi. Your mother's, your father, oh, your aunt. This is your aunt. Astaghfirullah, excuse me. This is your aunt. Ammatun is your father's sister. Your father's sister. Ammu is your father's brother. Ammatun is your father's sister. Khalu, akhu, ummi. Khalu is your mother's brother. Khalu, your mother's brother, and Khalatun is your mother's sister. And this is kind of confusing. That's why I see the point to bring it right now at the end of the class, because that's a major misunderstanding sometimes when it comes down to seeing these two words. Ammu by itself, without putting the Tadr Mabuta on it, it means your father's brother. And if you add a Tadr Mabuta on that, it means your father's sister. Khalu is your mother's brother, and Khalatun is your mother's sister. You got Fallahun, which means a farmer. Mustashfa Wiladati. And this is like a clinic, a little clinic. Not like a big hospital, like you have temple and all that. These are little clinics. Mustashfa Liwadati. So this is a point that I want to end off with, is to read these vocabulary words, because them four right there is because if the author didn't bring that, then you'll probably think that that Ammu and Ammatun is just how you say aunt and uncle. But you also have two different types of aunts, and you have two different types of uncle. You have your paternal uncle and your paternal aunt, your father's brother and sister, and then you have your maternal uncle and aunt, which is your mother's brother and sister, and they are said in different ways. So this is what I wanted to bring today regarding lesson 12 of the Medina Book 1. And anything that I said that was incorrect is from myself and the shaitan. Anything that I said that was correct, all praise is due to Allah. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha ant. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Wa akhiru da'wana in alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.